how they adapt to certain maps, see what their strategies and setups may look like. But for Dreamland, we don't have a lot of history to go off of. So Take Flight here, shooting a little bit in the dark as we move into quarterfinals. Take Flight themselves definitely have been prolific here recently, not just in the VSS, but across many Valorant competitions. So a lot more data to work with there, a lot more info to work with there. We'll see if Dreamland puts that to good use or if they just come out swinging.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you did like really want to kind of dig deep into the archives, you could look at some of Elevate's previous
Correct.
matches
That's true.
with KP and Jerk. But other than that, I mean, those were the two. Those are the two surviving members from that old Elevate roster. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they kind of mesh with like Jaw Gemo and Rejante. I'm going to have a really fun time saying that. I'm not going to lie.
Right up there with Mr. One. You know, I will say my only note to our other our coworkers here, our co-casters, they weren't drawing out the Mr. One
Right,
as much as I like to see.
Yeah.
It's a risk, I understand.
Yeah.
You got to really commit to it, but I really want to hear that Mr. One. But unfortunately, Mr. One knocked out earlier here today in the top 32. We got to make do with Rejante here, see if we can draw that out. But taking a quick look at the agent selections rolling through so far, we've got the Raze, Sova, and Cypher locked in for Take Flight. So looking at maximum intel gathering there. And the Phoenix and Omen coming through for the attackers on the side of Dreamland. Practically a mirror matchup.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is a mirror matchup
mirror
there.
matchup. We've actually been seeing a lot of mirror matchups today. We saw mirror matchup on Ascent, both teams taking the Killjoy there.
Yep.
So Killjoy, despite the slight nerfs she's seen recently, still working her way into the meta, still a mainstay. Seen a lot of players add her to their arsenal. I would say most notably Inox, who really popped off with a Killjoy in last week's Grand Finals. If you haven't checked that out, be sure to check out our YouTube. Link is below us right here on Twitch. Check that out. Go check out those VODs to see really just how dangerous Killjoy can be on not just Split, not just Ascent, but on Bind as well.
Yep.
But we don't see any Killjoy here today. It's all about the Omen. It's all about the double Raze. We do see actually 2 Phoenix coming through. Have we seen practically any Phoenixes here today?
I do believe the last match we saw Phoenix on Haven, and
Okay.
they did some really fantastic blinds, really, to set themselves up for really good, just in general, fantastic plays. But here it is, a really big start, and there it is. The curveball comes out from Jerk, and a gorgeous right-click onto Bood, but Fair is going to take him out in general. And man, this is a huge fight here, Dilly G.
The fireworks have already started popping. Take Flight pushing through. It gets stopped right in the face by Dreamland, and here comes Dreamland storming right back. That's going to be KP closing out the first round with a double kill. And Dreamland says, you haven't heard of us yet, but you certainly heard of us now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of sad that we haven't been able to see a lot of Dreamland here on the VSS cast itself, but I am very happy that we are here right now with them on stream. KP starting it off pretty darn buff with a 2-0 here at the start on that Omen. It's really nice to kind of buff up those Omens there at the beginning. If you can keep feeding them with that economy and giving them those really important smokes, the paranoias, they're going to be a huge thorn in your side, that's for sure.
We certainly harp on the flashes, but the vision denial comes in many different forms. As these dual Omens will certainly set out to show us here is Take Flight got a little gutsy towards Shower, and they've still advanced their position there. Meanwhile, Dreamland established themselves on the B side, leaving 2 defenders on A. Take Flight moving their way around the map. Oh, and that's going to be Jerk shooting Shifty right in the back. And that's going to be an early loss for Take Flight here in this eco round.
Yeah, really aggressive push from Jerk. It's really interesting to see him on the Phoenix. If I remember the last time I watched him play the video game of Valorant, he was on the Omen. So it's very interesting to see him on the Phoenix, and he is doing a fantastic job getting really aggressive, using those curveballs, and denying a lot of vision, like you like to say. Yeah.
Yeah, Dreamland now in a perfect position to secure this second round for themselves. In a 5v3, the pressure all on Take Flight as they inch forward onto B side. Dim Sum Boy right around the corner will be spotted out, but he's got Jerk in tow, and here comes Jerk. Only able to find one. So Trakes shoots him down before Jerk is able to push forward. And Take Flight finding a little more territory in this back corridor, and they do catch Drakes off guard there. Fair following up with a kill on the Dim Sum Boy. Jogimo pushes forward, looks for the no-scope, has to settle for a classic kill instead. And that's going to be a second round in a row, rolling on over to Dreamland.
Oh my goodness. I love to see plays like that. That was really intense, and I mean, just getting right up into their faces, and Take Flight just did not know what to do.
With the Marshall, nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. I think he heard that Marshall shot, and Fair just kind of froze in place and was like, what do I do?
It's a scary sound indeed, because when you hear the Marshall shot ring out, especially so early on, you know they not only have taken a gamble with that weapon, but they're confident doing so, and that can be so deadly. As Jerks run it back, will be immediately spotted out, and that's going to prompt the push from Take Flight. Bossy TV opens the door for the attackers. Fair follows up. Dim Sum Boy trying to put a stop to the bleeding, does so well as Jogimo picks up a kill for Dreamland. But that's all they'll get as they start to fall all around A site. Leaves just Rejante here. Oh, he's going to be spotted out. He's going to be shot down. And that's going to be Take Flight on the board, 1-2.
Wow, I really want to point out the fact that Jerk was able to have that ultimate last round. He had his ultimate in round 3. He popped it there right at the beginning, but he was instantly denied from 2 of the members of Dreamland, as well as when he got popped back from his ultimate. I mean, he got double peeked from Take Flight perfectly. You had the raise up on the boxes. You had, I'm pretty sure it was the Sova down in that little cubby, and they peeked at the same time. It was perfectly executed from Take Flight, and that's exactly what we need to see.
I think Jerk was a little caught off guard there. I don't think he expected to get shot down so early, and here comes Trakes trying to show them how it's done with the run it back. Does take out the tripwire there, won't find much else as he fades away. That's going to be a decent amount of intel and territory going over to Take Flight, but it's going to be Jogimo getting that first kill. See, oh goodness, Bossy TV with the response onto KP, now into a 4v4. That's going to force the teleporter play. Jogimo gets a second kill before getting his head taken off. Shifty gets traded out by Rejante. Now we are in a 3v2 favoring the defenders. Booed. Thought about the teleporter, goes for the spike instead, but pays dearly for it. Jerk takes him out. Bossy, the only attacker remaining here for Take Flight.
Man, what looked destitute for Dreamland is now looking very, very good indeed. I mean, it started off with 2 of their members almost falling instantaneously through the push from Take Flight. Bossy TV looking really strong there in that situation. He got a nice headshot, like it was almost a one-tap. He's found another in lamps here, but they're going to back off, and now they're going to have the double peek, or at least the crossfire. But no, Bossy TV is a boss himself, and there he is! Oh no, but he kills himself with it! And he gives the round over to Dreamland. Dilly G is in utter shock.
I'm a bit confused by that there. I mean, there was so many weird things. First of all, Dreamland knew where Bossy was, and you called it correctly, I think, in saying they should have set up the crossfire, but instead they decided, no, the last 3 of us will just 1v1 him one at a time. And they kind of were saved by the fact that Bossy TV blew himself up trying to take down Jerk. Dreamland a bit saved by the SD there from Bossy TV. Here comes Jogimo trying to show him how it's done. Show him how it's done. He does. He will get sprayed down by Shifty, but Shifty themselves gets traded out by Jerk. And that's going to be an early 4v3 lead here in this 5th round for Dreamland. Trakes pushing forward here, throws out the flash, but he's been so slowed by this utility, he won't be able to take advantage. It's going to be Rejante taking advantage, takes down Boot, KP takes down Trakes, but that will be all KP finds before getting taken out by Bossy. Now Bossy in a 1v3 up against the defenders, a Stinger and the low HP, low armor here for Bossy.
Whew. Wow, I gotta say that double tripwire going into lamps even had me tripped up. I was like, excuse me, why are there 2 literally right next to each other? And it was perfectly set up.
Choice, why are you tripping?
I guess. I mean, these players are tripping me out with how good they are. Take Flyte, I mean, also having a hard time with this. Bossy TV, although, is a boss with this Stinger.
Certified.
Probably not good enough. Does pick
30
up
seconds left.
the Vandal, is going to try and get this down. Does a couple of fakes, but man, he is in a really tough position here, I should say. And here he goes, on to B.
I think this is a smart play from Bossy here, but also properly aggressive. His time works against him. The bullets raining out to let him know where the defenders are. Ooh, the fake plant almost paid off, but Dim Sum Boy, too quick for that one. That's going to be 2 rounds in a row for Dreamland, looking for the third.
Yeah, man, they're looking to really put a stop to Take Flyte's pretty much miracle run here. They've been doing a fantastic job taking down some big names throughout this entire Valorant Sunday Showdown, Dilly.
It's really interesting. Take Flyte, I think, is a very prolific team in other competitions. Take Flyte, undoubtedly a strong team. They have been, in several, VSSs, but they haven't yet been able to crack that upper echelon. And so this could be the next step for them, and this also could be what they've struggled with is teams like this in this later stage of the tournament. It's starting to be a long day for these teams. Take Flyte. Bossy takes Flyte and gets shot down. Oh, goodness. Take Flyte falling all across A side. It's only going to be Fair who finds a kill for the attackers, and that's going to be Dreamland putting their 5th round on the board.
Man, Dreamland really looking to clip the wings of Take Flyte and refuse any other flights from now on tonight. That's for sure. Rejante kind of on the bottom at the moment, but he has been kind of on top of it with his utility, that camera placement. I mean, he's got one that's on top of lamps that sees a ton of A-site, and that has just been a thorn, including those tripwires has been a thorn in the side of Take Flyte.
I gotta definitely shout out Cup of Frag at this point because he's already taken all of the cool Take Flyte puns.
Exactly.
I'm trying to come up with more, but the guy nailed so many in the group stage. I've completely drawn a blank, but no, Dreamland here playing exceptionally well. I think Take Flyte a little taken aback as Jerk takes down Bossy. KP takes out Shifty on the opposite side, and that's going to be an early deficit for Take Flyte to try and recover from here in the 7th round. Trake's trying to help the team out with that utility, secure the spike, but he knows what a tricky position this is, and he gets on out of there, tail between his legs, but he's got a little bit of support in tow, but more so than that, there are flankers on the hunt here for Dreamland, so Take Flyte have to be so careful with every step, but Bood may be able to take advantage here. KP is ready to greet him around the corner. This double flank gonna meet each other, and it's gonna be Bood winning out over KP. The situation for Take Flyte starting to look a little more hopeful.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that seemed like a really big
30
brain
seconds left.
teleport from KP, but he didn't show up anywhere. And I have a feeling that Take Flyte were starting to think, you know what, this is a little too sketchy here in this moment, and kind of really read where that teleport went.
Situational awareness, so crucial up against
10
these
seconds
later
left.
stage teams. Trakes has the situational awareness, takes down Rejante around the corner. That's going to be a spike plant here for Take Flyte, but that's going to be a rather hot death for Fair, but Bood hotting up here in Lamps. Gets the triple kill. Can he find the quadra as Jerk pushing through Lamps now, the lone defender. As the time works against him, gets spotted out by the security camera there, pushes around the corner. That's going to be the quadra kill going over for Bood, and that's going to be a 2nd round for Take Flyte.
Man, Bood had really good reads throughout that entire push. He just had the game knowledge to know about where people were going to be pushing. They had the smoke in mid, which he had a feeling someone was going to push towards the shower side of those boxes in mid. And so he just, you know what, he had his reticle there, or his crosshair there, just waiting in, lying in wait, really, and got the headshot. It was beautiful.
Massive round there for Bood. Was on 0 and 5 before that round. Now at 4 and 5. A big confidence booster there for the attackers. Let's see if they can keep the momentum rolling here in this first half, or it risks getting out of control for them. Take Flyte setting up now for the B side of the map, but they have left Spike behind, so they've given themselves a bit of an exit strategy should they need it. Jerk looking to foil their plans here on B long. Curveball in hand, waiting for the trigger. Oh, goodness, he's going to have to dodge away from these Hunter's Fury. Almost reveals himself, but pushes forward. Jerk almost played that perfectly, but fair wins out in the end off the back of the Hunter's Fury, and Bude follows up with a kill onto KP. So Take Flyte using those momentum to the best of their advantage. And Rahante here in the back of sight may get pushed in on, but it's going to be the teleporter play from Take Flyte, but they've left the spike behind. This may delay their plans a bit as Jagimo ready to greet them on A site, has defenders rotating around. The cavalry is on their way. Can they get here in time as Take Flyte storms out onto site? Dreamland have got here just in the nick of time to try and greet them. Bude starts getting the spike down. Here comes Dim Sum Boy, but he loses out to Shifty. Jagimo takes out the camera before being spotted, but the paint shells doing massive damage, and Strakes follows up with a kill onto Jagimo, and so this looks very much like a second round in a row going on over to Take Flyte.
Yeah, and then it looks like Take Flyte are definitely on the lookout, on the hunt right now for this last member, Rehante. Looking to kind of finish this off, but no, he is finished off by his rival Cypher in Bude, and that is a flawless round for Take Flyte.
Massive round for Take Flyte there. Dreamland were mounting an economic advantage that was close to becoming insurmountable. Take Flyte have now taken that away from Dreamland. They have put a huge thorn in their side, and you can absolutely tell the state of the buy here from Dreamland is anything but healthy. See the Judge and the Bulldog, a set of light armor going over to KP. So a buy, but not an idealistic one.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're going to put a Judge on someone, it's got to be on the Rays. Oh, no. An unfortunate situation for Ja is kind of putting him on the back foot here. He has to send it out. KP's taken down by Bude, but here it is. Ja, is you? What's going on, Choice? Did you forget how to talk? Chalk?
Jaw is You, an anime coming to theaters near you.
Yes, please.
Take Flyte here, looking to take out Jagimo. Jagimo has been holding down this A site rather well. It's going to take more than some guns to try and unstick him from lamps there. He will back away. Here's the utility coming through there. Forced to back away to that U-Haul position, is clouded by the smoke, but the bullets running through take Jagimo down to 2 HP, take him down to 0 HP. And this is going to be Take Flyte taking over on A site, leaving 2 members of Dreamland remaining. Rahante on site already. Dim Sum Boy on the flank, taken out by Shifty, looking the absolute wrong way, leaving Rahante as the lone defender. Nothing he can do there. That's going to be Bude picking up a triple kill, picking up his second multi-kill of the half, and that's going to be an excellent comeback here from Take Flyte. Once down 5-1, now within 1 of Dreamland.
You know what, Dilly? Birds of a feather flock together. You saw those 3 members of Take Flyte all peak at the same exact time. There's no way, unless you're some crazy person like Nerfed earlier, there's no way to stop that, really.
Unless you're Kairos holding down B site on Ascent. There is just simply nothing to do about that. Shout out to Kairos, forever a legend. Take Flyte here. They've sent Dreamland back to pistols. Dreamland having to save every cent to keep moving forward here in this half, and Fair makes it that much more difficult, but Dim Sum Boy will find the head of Bossy TV before going down to Trakes. Take Flyte able to get control of A site regardless, but there is KP lurking in the shadows. Here he comes. Trakes too fast for that. Rahante on the backside there trying to find some damage, but Jerk has this Vandal in hand, looking to find more with it, has found one. This 2v3 for Dreamland, not completely undoable yet. Rahante also with a Vandal in hand, pushing forward, has made his way onto site as Take Flyte back into the corners here, ready to greet the retake. Jerk pushing forward, trying to open up some space for his teammate here. Will be forced to back away from the flash, but this is excellent vision denial coming through, but Shifty up to these games. Rahante takes him out, but the time working against Rahante. Trakes working against Rahante. Triple kill going over to Take Flyte, and that's going to be the first half tied up at 5 apiece.
Man, that was really close. He took down Trakes down to 36 HP in that. I mean, if he had just held down the left left click a little bit longer. Probably could have taken down Trakes at least in that situation, but no. Take Flyte looking really good right now. Looking fantastic. Trakes on top of it all, 10 and 5. Looking buff right now. And 4 assists for a duelist. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, exceptional play there thus far here in the first half. See if Jerk can mount a similar performance here. Take Flyte have done excellently to make it this far as Jerk spotted out by the tripwire. They weren't thrown off by Dreamland taking that early lead. They clearly stuck to their game plan and continued to make it work. And now that has paid off in a big way. Let's see if they can continue to yield dividends from this game plan. Take Flyte trying to take over A site once again, but there's a big stack here from Dreamland in their way. A lot of defenders. Rahante gets the kill, but KP goes down on the side. Rahante picks up the double kill as Dim Sum Boy goes down to the showstopper. Jagamo gets the double kill, gets the paint shells kill onto Fair, and Dreamland steal the momentum away from Take Flyte.
Yeah, that happened so fast. I mean, that series of events was just ridiculous and unfortunate for Take Flyte.
Yeah, there's no way to cast that one fast enough unless you are Eminem, maybe, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Really, only a few human beings able to process and speak that information as quickly as it came. So, Take Flyte, despite the mounted comeback that they've been able to put together after dropping that early 1-5 deficit, now find themselves once again in a slight deficit here to Dreamland. Dreamland dropped 4 rounds in a row. Have gotten themselves one back, and they may be able to get themselves a lead going into this second half here.
Yeah, hopefully, and they're pushing in with a lot of utility here. The paint shells are going to come out in a pretty fantastic spot, but not going to be met by anybody this time just because they're not going that way. But here it comes. Lots of blinds coming out, and the Hunter's Fury as well. Are we going to see a lot from this? It looks like we are. Jerk is going absolutely insane with the 3K.
Trakes pushes through Death Window, gets the response, shuts down Jerk, picks up the double kill, and Take Flyte find themselves in a 2v3 off the back of an excellent triple kill from Jerk there onto B-side. Take Flyte have to completely reconsider their plans. Dim Sum Boy on the back there, forced away by Trakes, so has to reposition himself. Oh, KP catches Shifty off guard, but Shifty wins out in the end. KP couldn't land that headshot. Dreamland in a 2v2 now, make it a 2v1. Jagamo picks up Shifty on the side there. Oh, but he almost gets caught looking the wrong way. The shots dance around Jagamo's head, and he ends up surviving the storm. Takes out his teammate for a little bit of flair. And that's going to be Dreamland moving on to 7 as we move on to the second half here in quarterfinals.
Oh, Dilly G, what I would give to jump into the team comms in that moment.
Switching sides.
I would give a lot for that. That would be so fun to listen to that.
I can only imagine Jagamo popped the showstopper and told Dim Sum Boy, hey, catch.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if there's laughing or screaming right now, but it's going to be one or the other. But it looks like in this game, it's all about the Phoenix. It's all about that fire, that's for sure.
Phoenix diff for sure. 12-9 for Jerk, 12-7 for Trakes.
Wow.
The Phoenixes setting themselves apart here in this jetless bind game. See who can really take the extra step here in the second half as we have mirrored buys coming out for these teams in round 1. If you haven't been able to see the meta on pistol rounds, there is a very clear example for it for you. Everyone takes light armor in classic except for the Sova, who will pick up that extra accurate ghost. Dim Sum Boy getting a big amount of intel and the mark there for his team, but that won't equate to a push quite yet. The teleporter play from Bossy comes through. Here it comes the defenders on the flank, and that's going to completely rip Dreamland's plans apart. They've got to shift on over to the A side because there is nothing left for them to find here on B. But may I have spoken too soon as Jagamo tries to find the kill, but says, yeah, there's nothing left for me here. Moves on over to A side with the rest of his team. Jerk ready for the retake, sends out the curveball, won't catch anybody with a flash, but still ready to greet them. Finds the damage, won't find the kill as Bossy pushes forward, gets the kill for Take Flyte, and Take Flyte in a 5v2, looking all but set to defuse here. Bossy picks up the triple kill, but they walk right into the paint shells there of Jagamo. Give him a free grenade for good measure. Here comes the satchel. There comes Jagamo, gets the triple kill. Shifty, luckily for Take Flyte, was ready to go. stops the reign of terror coming out from Jagamo. Looked so dangerous there for Take Flight, but nonetheless, they once again get themselves within 1 round here of Dreamland.
Oh my gosh, Dilly G, I love casting the Valorant Sunday Showdown because we get to see stuff like that. I mean, if I was playing in my rank, excuse me.
What rank are you, Choice?
Don't worry about it. And you wouldn't be able to see cool stuff like that.
No.
Perfect double with the paint shells. I mean, it's just beautiful. You love to see stuff like that. Jagamo, you're looking real good, my friend.
Looking like a very strong game here for Take Flight, or excuse me, for Dreamland. Just gotta find that extra little bit here over Take Flight. We know how dangerous Take Flight can be, especially here on the defense. It'll take a lot to unstick these guys, and Bood making example of KP here as Take Flight on the force buy, making the most of it. Bood picks up the double kill. Rahante picks up Shifty there in response. But I don't know if Dreamland can push forward through with this. They decide against it. They will send the Spike and the rest of their members on over to the A side of the map. This is a bit of a fragmented retake here from Take Flight, but that may pay off to their advantage. They may be able to pinch in here, but they are a bit slow on this rotate here. Luckily for them, Bossy TV ready to go around the corner. Bossy TV picks up the double kill, leaving just Rahante remaining for Dreamland. Nothing but a stinger and a miracle here for Rahante. Bood picks up the triple kill. That's going to be his 2nd triple kill, 3rd multi-kill here for Bood, and Take Flight tie it up once again.
Man, I always like to say it, if your Sentinel is pretty much top fragging, I mean 12 and 7 with 3 assists, if your Sentinel is top fragging, that is a scary situation for the opposite team. Dreamland have a lot of catching up to do, especially when it comes to that Sentinel position. I mean, Rahante is doing a fantastic job. Look at how many assists there are. 8 assists, but not as many kills as Bood is able to get for himself. Real tough.
It's all relative for sure. Rahante there still making an impact, but maybe not as many kills as he would have liked to find. Here comes the execute from Dreamland, and it's not going to get off to a swimming start here as they completely fall 1 by 1. Goodness gracious, they just trickled into the meat grinder that is Take Flight, and that's going to be Take Flight taking the lead.
Oh, that was really difficult to watch. I mean, I feel like there was probably a communications error in that situation. It seemed like they either gave up or one person thought that they were doing one thing and they were supposed to be doing another thing.
I think the call went out that whoever was holding down Lamps had taken a significant amount of damage. So they're like, all right, if he's down to 30, 50 HP, I've got this classic. I can right-click that away.
Right.
Fortunately for Dreamland, did not pan out that way. Just made them look a bit silly. As does Bossy, looks a bit silly, sending out the blind showstopper. Won't find any damage with that, but here comes the run it back from Jerk, pushing forward, gets the kill onto Bossy. A much more successful run it back than Jerk's first run it back. Will find the kill. Oh my so gosh. Close to the kill is Jagamo. That will be an assist though, as KP picks up the kill. And Dreamland, they dropped the lead, but they're looking to snatch it right back here in this 4v2.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is exactly what Dreamland needed. This is like something that I don't really know how to explain it, but they just looked polished on that push. They hit all of their shots. They were in the right place at the right time. Bood sending in a ton of shots, getting a teeny bit of damage there, kind of tickling him. But Bood, there it goes. Gets the headshot onto Jerk. Bood has been doing so fantastic in this match.
Bood really has come alive here in the later stages of this game, finding 2 kills before going down to Rahante. Shifty, though, regardless of that, finds himself in a 1v2. Here comes the defuse. Here comes Rahante round the corner for the triple kill. And that's going to be Dreamland tying us right back up at 8 apiece.
Wow, what a back and forth. It's kind of weird because it's not necessarily a back and forth, but in terms of how many rounds are winning. It's like 2 rounds, then 1 round, 3, then 4, then 2, then 3. I mean, and it's still tied up, 8-8 right now. Dreamland looking to try and do something here, but Take Flight, I mean, their defense looks about as strong as their offense.
This is a really pivotal round for both of these teams as we start to work our way into the later stages of the second half. This is a pivotal moment for either of these teams to start trying to build an economic advantage over the other. One team loses this round, they will find themselves in a difficult position economically.
Wow.
Just as Jagamo finds themselves in a difficult position, still wins the gun battle over Bossy, but loses the grenade battle to Bossy. And that's going to be 1-for-1. The Razes taking each other out there on the B side. Take Flight now with their eyes over towards the A side. Fair with eyes piercing the smoke as bullets pierce Jerk. That's going to be Take Flight getting themselves into a 4v3 as Dreamland try to commit to the A side.
Wow.
Trakes wins out over KP. Oh, and Trakes wins out over Rahante. Dreamland, they looked so good coming into this 17th round, but it's going to be Take Flight taking the round and once again taking the lead.
I gotta say, some of these like 180s are fantastic. It's so fun to watch. I mean, Jagamo, he's looking into Hookah. Here's the teleport from behind him, flips around 180, gets the headshot, still taken down by the paint shells. But, I mean, what a shot from Ja. And then, I mean, throughout that whole thing, just some fantastic shots. But still, Take Flight are going to take it away. And now this is something that Dreamland are going to have to think about. Their econ is absolutely getting destroyed right now. And Take Flight are getting closer and closer to the win. And that's a really tough position to be in right now.
These teams, if they're interested in pushing on into the later stages of the tournament, this is a best of one. They've got to take this game. They want to move on, but they've also got to consider they've got at least 2 more games after this one should they want to take it into the later stages. Grand Finals being a best of 3, they're going to want to have stamina available for those later stages. They don't want to burn it all here. Bood burns Jerk as Jerk pushes forward there. Will still be a spike plant for Dreamland here on the B side. Bossy TV, though, in a prime position to start this retake going.
Wow.
Dim Sum Boy takes the head off of Bood, but Shifty and Bossy TV find the revenge onto Dim Sum Boy and onto Jagamo. Dreamland on the save on the 2v4. Can they find a miracle here? KP finds the headshot, won't find the kill. Rahante desperately right-clicking for his life, but Take Flight only drop 1 member and get their largest lead of the match.
Yeah, Dreamland, I mean, I gotta give it to them. Even though they were on a save round up against full rifles and everything, they did a lot of damage. They got 1 down, and they got the spike down in a pretty quick fashion, I gotta say. So just that in itself, I gotta give kudos to Dreamland. But once again, Take Flight looking buff on their defense. And Dreamland have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, Dreamland, they started this match off so strongly, 5-1, but it started to ever slowly slip out of their grasp here, and Take Flight has really established control now in this second half. Dreamland only able to find 1 round thus far in the second half. They've got to try to find a mix-up of pace here, catch Take Flight off guard. Take Flight look ready for everything. Here comes the Hunter's Fury out for Dreamland, trying to peel these defenders off the site, but it's going to be Bood finding the first kill. Jagamo finds the second onto Bossy as the kills go 2 for 2 here. We find ourselves in a 3v3. Dreamland still unable to commit to a site yet as they start to pull off of A. Trakes finds some damage, won't find the kill, will back away. Dreamland in a really difficult position despite being on equal footing here with Take Flight.
Yeah, they're a little bit down on health. I mean, look at Rejante. His health is in the red. This is a really tough decision, or a really tough position to be in for Dreamland. And what I feel like one thing they have to do is they have to put a stop to the Cypher on Take Flight. Bood has been a thorn in their side this entire time. Look at that. He is top fragging for Take Flight right now, 16-9.
30 seconds left.
He has been a thorn in the side of Dreamland with all of that utility, and it's been tough for them to push off from that utility, really.
Yeah, this is something we were somewhat afraid of losing when Cypher got some slight nerfs in, is we didn't want to see the dangerous Cypher get away. And Bood has showed us that dangerous Cypher is very much alive, using these cameras, using the recon to get the most and get these advantages over Dreamland. And here it comes. Oh, Bood loses out to Rahante off the back of that caster's curse. And now Dreamland with the spike find themselves in a 3v2. An excellent chance for them to try and cut this deficit in half. Take Flyte with 2 members remaining. Trakes, one of them, pushing forward through Lamp, sends out the curveball. An excellent curveball.
Wow.
Almost delivers the double kill, but Trakes has to settle for 1 before getting taken out. And now Shifty in the 1v2 dodges away from the recon bolt, but can't dodge away from KP. And that's going to be Dreamland getting themselves within 1 round of Take Flyte, a team that they'd previously had a 4-round lead over.
Yeah, absolutely. Another tough position. I mean, these are 2 fantastic teams, and they are showing it off right now. I mean, they're taking round after round on each other. I mean, it's not really a boxing match. It's just like a match of stamina, like you said earlier. Yeah, you were saying earlier that it's like whoever's got the most stamina throughout these long losing streaks or winning streaks, it's really tough to keep your mentals up in those situations. But both these teams are fantastic, like we said. And here comes the run it back from Dreamland. This could be their moment to get something huge.
Oh, wow. Bood once again comes up big for Take Flyte. Doesn't give anything away to Dreamland, but regardless, Shagamo will find that opening kill there onto Trakes. And so, Take Flyte, if they want to maintain this lead, they've got to win out in this 4v5. Bood in such a difficult position, has a tripwire available to him, has the cage set up on site. Here comes the retake from Take Flyte. KP in an excellent position. KP so close to finding 2, has to settle for 1 as Bossy takes him out. Shagamo, though, finds the revenge onto Bossy and Dreamland in this 4v2, all but ready to get this match tied back up. And Take Flyte, I think, will just back away. Be thankful for survival this time around.
Yeah, they got to save those guns. I mean, Dreamland got last round, and they're starting to put a dent into their economy here, into their banks. I mean, it's not that big of a dent. I mean, they still have a couple grand in their pockets right now, but still, Dreamland have to keep doing stuff like this to keep Econ out of the hands of Take Flyte. And I have to say something, KP, it looks like he's been kind of having a hard time holding those really tight angles around corners. I mean, we saw twice in a row, you know, he held the tight corner when they came around. He kind of lost his footing there a little bit. But he's been so fantastic with those long-range one-tap hits. I feel like they need to kind of switch around some of their positioning and allow someone else to get into, maybe Jerk, to get into those closer angles, those tighter angles.
I will say Jerk has been doing a fantastic job thus far with the curveballs as well.
Yes.
Been sending out these really low curveballs that are just so hard to look away from. He's got these angles that even when the players turn away, they still find themselves full-on caught by the flash. So Jerk playing really intelligently thus far. Dreamland, it looked dangerous for them, but they've been able to tie it back up here in the second half. We'll see who can find the edge now in this 21st round. Here comes Shagamo with the showstopper, but no one from Take Flyte wants to reveal themselves. No one wants to stop the show, but Bood gets stopped anyways after finding the kill onto Dim Sum. Shifty finds the revenge onto Shagamo. Bossy TV pops up in Hookah for the double kill, and Shifty closes out the round. And so Dreamland had the momentum. Dreamland lost the momentum. They lost the round, and Take Flyte 2 rounds away from semifinals here in week number 32, Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Yeah, another really tough round to watch. I mean, Take Flyte were in the right places at the right time, and I see what Dreamland's doing. They're trying to focus on one player. I mean, think of it in MOBA terms. You focus on one of the champs to, you know, take them down. You chunk their health away by focusing them, and I feel like Dreamland have kind of been doing that, but they're getting caught out of position from Take Flyte's like crazy positioning in general.
Yeah, Take Flyte have not only been really intelligent about their positioning, but they've been able to mix it up as well. They've kept Dreamland on their toes, and Dreamland now opting to stick together. It's scary to go alone. Dreamland with a full 5-stack over on the B side of the map, and Take Flight really aggressively pushed up onto A side. May it be up to this trick here soon, as this recon out reveals quite a bit about the enemy plans. The execute comes through from Dreamland. KP teleporting out onto site, gets taken rather low here by the wall shots, so he's gonna have to be a bit clever about how he plays out the rest of this round. So we edge into a 5v5 retake situation. Less than 50 seconds remaining as the spike goes down. Trakes, takes the head off of KP as KP tries to get themselves better positioning. Here comes Trake. Can he find the second? Finds the damage. Will he find the kill? Oh, so close, millimetrically close. There he goes. Closes out the kill onto Rahante, but Jagamo comes up big, finds the double kill. May have stopped the retake in their tracks as Dim Sum Boy trying to find some damage, finds the kill, takes the head off of Bood. Jerk takes down the rival Phoenix in the form of Trakes, leaving just Shifty remaining in a 1v2. In a 1v1, Shifty takes the head off of Jerk, starts the defuse, tries to fake out Dim Sum Boy. Dim Sum Boy with a proper reveal shows the information, tries to bait the shots, and Shifty is not worried about it, finds the triple kill, finds the clutch. Shifty in the 1v2.
Oh my goodness, no!
Match point.
Bit of a Dreamland fan, are we, Choice?
I mean, I'm putting myself in that position.
Right.
You know that he's trying to stick it. You're trying to be safe at the same time, and Dim Sum Boy just, unfortunately, misses those peak shots.
Yeah.
And it's rough to see that really quick headshot come out of Shifty, even though it was a beautiful headshot from Shifty. I mean, once again, pros don't fake, man. He was sticking it.
So tricky for Dim Sum Boy there. I really don't think he made any technically incorrect decisions in that moment. It's just Shifty with a bit of an outplay there, wins out in the clutch, and now Take Flight on match point here, 1 round away from punching their ticket on into the semifinals. Dreamland, this very well could be their tournament life that they're playing for in the 23rd round, and Bossy TV takes one down, gets themselves 1 step closer to closing this match out. Dreamland, oh no, Dreamland, they were unable to surge forward here on the A side, and the execute stalled for the attackers, and that's led to 2 quick kills for Take Flight. The health bar of Jagamo looking rather rough as well. So Dreamland are going to have to be clever to work this one out. KP with a tricky teleport forward into the smoke as Jagamo finds the kill onto Bossy TV. That's going to be an important step forward here for Dreamland. Here comes Jagamo right into the waiting arms of Fair. Fair takes out Jagamo. Fair takes out Jerk. Take Flight takes out Dreamland 13-10.
And they punched their ticket into the semifinals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Man, it looks like they are really on fire this week, Dilly. They want that grand finals in their pocket, and they are working for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Take Flight, we said, is a very prolific team, very competitive team. They've struggled to reach the later stages of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, but struggle no more. Take Flight taking the next step, moving on to the top 4 of this tournament. Really exciting stuff for them. 1 match away from the guaranteed money there in grand finals. We'll see who wrapped up that MVP award. But for me, if you're asking me for my MVP, it's got to be Bossy once again. Ooh. Bossy came up big, was so explosive with those multi-kills. I don't know who could have possibly edged him out, but we'll see.
Maybe?
Oh,
my
Jagamo
goodness.
comes from the shadows. Jagamo, your match MVP for quarterfinals. Take a bow. Gets the 23-19-4, over 300 with the combat score. Jagamo is your MVP, and goodness gracious, it was rather close at the top, but Jagamo just a cut above.
Just a cut above indeed. My goodness, 23-19. I mean, it is the Rays, but still on the losing side technically, and still winning in the econ or the combat score, really.
I was going to say, ridiculous. I didn't even look at the econ rating. Who am I, bump?
Man, that was a call out there, right there.
I mean, he's just smarter than I am. I don't know if it's really a call out. He just absorbs more information than I do. But that was quite a match for us to absorb. We're going to have to take a couple minutes to just process all of that hype. But we will be back as soon as we can with the semifinals. Week number 32 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Stick around. We'll be right back.